What it do, Bean Crew? It's your boy Savon Thomas back with another episode of Coffee and Comments. And today we're reviewing the movie The Little Mermaid. Did woke Disney strike again, or is it actually a good film? Let's talk about it. Welcome back. Again, this is a review of the new movie, the new version of Little Mermaid that just came out in theaters. I legit just got done watching it, just left the theaters. These are my live thoughts and review of this movie. But I started off talking about woke Disney. I think I want to kick this off talking about that. It's so interesting that people, anytime there's like a black character now or like a minority character, there's a certain group of people who are like, oh, Disney's just being woke. Like, I'm in agreement. Sometimes Disney is being stupid with some of their decisions, but this movie was not one of them. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And I will say, as far as like Disney movie goes, I'm not the biggest Little Mermaid fan in the world. Like, I watched the movie as a kid, so I've seen Little Mermaid, know the songs. So, going to watch the movie, I expected to see some of the songs, see how they changed it up a little bit. My favorite Disney movie, as the Bean Crew knows, is The Lion King. And so that's my favorite Disney movie ever. So when I watched the live adaptation of The Lion King, I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it either. Like, I don't know, it just kind of made it weird. So I was like, I'm always interested to see these different like live adaptations. Though, do we need a ton of live adapted movies? Probably not. But they're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep on coming out. Like, every single movie there's gonna be a new like live version of it. And am I cool with it? To some extent, I guess. But some of them, I'm like, okay, this isn't really needed. Like, do we need a Little Mermaid movie? No. But Halle Bailey was starring in it, so I was like, I'm going to go see it. And for me, I love controversy. And there was so much controversy from people being mad at Disney for making The Little Mermaid black. Which, if that's your thought process and you're watching this, shut up. You're stupid. It's a fish. It's a movie. They've made characters different colors and races in all types of movies, right? If you look at Cinderella back in the day, they had Cinderella the movie that everybody knows. You had the Brandy version of Cinderella, Wizard of Oz. They've done the Wiz as well. There's so many adaptations of movies that it's just funny that now, because we are such a politicized and like race is like a big thing now. Like, everybody, like, one side of it wants to like highlight diversity a little bit too much. One side just wants everybody to be the exact same, which I enjoy, but it's like the exact same to where like nothing is like highlighted at all. Like, you can't be excited that this is the first black person to do this or that. It's kind of interesting to see the dynamic. I feel like there's a good marriage between the two of like celebrating diversity, but like also everybody just being equal as well. And so I love this movie because, yeah, the Little Mermaid is black, but there's so many other characters in the movie besides just her that all represent just different societies, different cultures, stuff like that. Like, everybody focuses on the main character, which is Ariel, but there's so much more to this movie. And so that's my little rant. For those that stuck around for that, here's the actual review of the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So starting off, I mean, I shouldn't say starting off, because for most people who have seen Little Mermaid, you know like what goes on, like the plot of the movie, right? Ariel's the daughter of King Triton. She has infatuation with the outside world. She swims up to the sea. She sees the human. She saves Eric, and then she like wants to live on land. Goes to Ursula. I didn't know it was her aunt, by the way. Goes to Ursula. Ursula turns into a human with the stipulation that she has to get a kiss from Eric at a certain time frame, and then she doesn't. Turns, it's a long story. You've seen Little Mermaid, but for those that haven't, that's kind of like a quick recap of things that go down. I'm not going to spoil the ending because you should go watch this movie because it's a fantastic movie if you've never seen Little Mermaid, or you can watch the original, up to you. But the characters in here that I loved. First of all, Halle Bailey does a great job. Like, fantastic voice, great actress. Her abs were abbing in the freaking movie. I was like, dang, man. I was like, those abs is just like, first of all, Halle Bailey. This is a Halle Bailey fan account. I absolutely infatuated with her. Even before the movie, I literally watched the movie because she was in it. But she did a great job. Like, I was listening to her sing, and like her voice is just beautiful, right? Like, I was in here, I'm like, wish I could be. I'm in there singing too with her. I'm like, I understand, like, not understand, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you can't tell, she does a great job of acting. I mean, she hasn't been in too many different roles. Like, I've seen her online mostly, So it's kind of cool to see her kind of on the main screen, if that makes sense. Then you have Melissa McCarthy, who plays Ursula, and she played a great Ursula as well. Like, she played a great villain. Like, she was fit for that role, and not just because like her size kind of fits Ursula's size, but just like in general, she plays a great villain in this movie. And then the rest of the characters, you have just some different characters. And obviously Eric is played by a guy that I'm not familiar with. You have his parents. You also have King Triton. So a lot of different people that are in the movie that do well. You even have the girl from Bridgerton, the Indian girl that my best friend actually is in love with her. But it's a good cast of people, and they do a good job. For the most part, the movie stays along the path to an extent. I would say like 60 to 70% of the movie is kind of like tit for tat with the original, like, you know, animated one. But they do change up a lot of stuff as well. Like, they celebrate Caribbean culture really well in this movie as well. Like, you see more of an emphasis on like talking about and showcasing like the Caribbean culture, because Sebastian's Jamaican. I wasn't a fan of Sebastian's voice, by the way. Like, I don't know. It just. If you're gonna go Jamaican, go all the way Jamaican. Don't go like American Jamaican, if that makes sense. Like, give me the full patois and everything with it. Like, he sounded Jamaican, but it's kind of like it's Jamaican enough to know it's Jamaican, but then like I want people to understand. Like, no, give me the full Jamaican. Like, give me Sebastian saying "Wagwan, brethren," you know, talking like that. But you know, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. Everybody didn't like the CGI of Sebastian UA. I don't know. I guess that would be my only down. Is Sebastian. Like, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Sebastian. He did have a couple good jokes in there, and they made him like walk like a crab and swim like a crab. I was like, he's like swimming like with his back legs, and I was like, it looks so weird. You know, even though that's how a crab swims in real life, I was like, it just looks weird. Flounder kind of looks weird in the beginning, but you get used to it. You do get used to Sebastian as well. I just kind of hated how they made him like walk sideways and swim like a normal crab does. But the like I said before, the movie stays along the path, but it celebrates Caribbean culture well. Like, you see her walking through the streets of the Caribbean, people, you know, doing different things. The coconut thing was funny too, but people like living life, selling different things. Like, it's just like a celebration of like the Caribbean culture, if that makes sense. Like, it's not just focused on like the castle, because at least when I watched The Little Mermaid when I was a little kid, I don't remember like knowing where this was at. I don't know if I thought it was England or where but it makes sense because Sebastian's Jamaican, so it makes sense that it's a Caribbean, and yeah, so all that tied together really well. Then also they introduced 3 new songs. Eric has a song. Ariel has a song where in her head when she's quiet, which I like that one. Eric's song was okay. Like, I didn't hate Eric's song, but I'm like, this wasn't needed. But they gave him a song. And then Awkwafina's rap song was not needed. I the scuttlebutt thing. Like, first of all, I hate that term. It's people that in the Northeast that use that term scuttlebutt, which means gossip or like the talk around town. But I hate that term, first of all. And then 2, I was like, Awkwafina rapping, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Awkwafina's movie anyway, like Scuttle. But it is what it is. But I was like, this song was not needed. Like, Eric's song, I get it. You know, good song. Halle Bailey's song, I don't know if it's just because I'm in love with her or what, but I liked her song, like her song in her head, because she couldn't talk, but she still has feelings and thoughts, so you get those out. So you still get the feeling of like, she's being quiet, but she's still in tune of everything. She still has lines and stuff too, so I like that. But yeah, Awkwafina's song, I was not a fan of that song. And then you have the original songs as well. So you have, you know, Under the Sea, you have Kiss the Girl, you have, what's the other one? Wish I Could Be a Part of Your World, wherever that song is. I guess it's called Part of Your World, probably. But you have the main songs, and they all deliver, right? Like, Part of Your World, I told you, I sang it earlier. I was in there singing in the theater. Under the Sea was fantastic as well. They didn't do the instruments with the animals. It kind of like made me mad a little bit. Like, I need to see the blackfish blow, or the blowfish blow. The blackfish was singing. I want to see that still. Like, I don't know. Part of me still wants to see that. But I absolutely love Under the Sea. Like, they did that perfectly. And I don't know how Eric. I know it's a movie, so there's like a text and the plot. But if I was Eric, I would have folded. The way she was looking at that man, like in that boat, I would have folded. Especially because, you know. But like, I would have folded. I would be like, bro, girl. Anyways. But overall, good movie. I'm not going to give a rating, though. I want you to go see it. Give me your rating, right? I want to hear what you guys think of the movie. Because I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated about the movie. Probably this week, we'll hear some different people, reviews from different people on like what their thoughts are. For the most part, I've heard good things about this movie. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I'm not gonna give it a rating. I'll let you guys give it yourself a rating. It's a children's movie, so keep that in mind when you go watch it. Like, as much people want to like bash it or praise it, it's still a kids movie. Like, this is made for children. So if as much as you want to like critique it or whatever, this is a movie made for kids. The kids that go watch it will probably gonna enjoy it. Honestly, like, they're gonna absolutely enjoy it. The adults that watch it, they're gonna cross compare between the two movies, like I did in my review, and again, I still liked it. So it's not. I'm not gonna give my rating out there, but it will be a good rating, just so you know. So go watch it. Let me know your thoughts, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for tuning in to the episode of Coffee and Comments.